Hey, welcome back to Tuesday Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny.
And stick with us here. We're going to look at the next AI, the next step past AI that's going to be the next fad, going to make everyone a ton of money, and why you should be involved now before it's too late.
Tuesday Guys Trade Stocks.
Now just stick with me here, all right? There's going to be maybe some triggering things, and people will be like, this is crap. Just hold on. Hold your thoughts. Do you know who this guy is?
Nope, no idea.
Okay. This guy, I'm going to move your face. May 9th, 2013, this dude was uploading videos. And the videos were him just being like, guys, just $1 Bitcoin. Just buy $1 and just don't look at it. And he was saying this for a very, very long time. He did multiple videos. It's pretty funny. Essentially, he obviously bought a lot of Bitcoin, right? Yeah. He's got a bunch of videos of him just like on yachts and on private planes. And he's like, you just had to buy $1. I bought more than $1, right? So this is incredibly risky, what we're about to say. I'm going to talk about the downsides of it, but it is the future and the government is backing it. And I think that's very, very important. All right. And I'm also going to kind of talk about the amount of risk that I'm going to be putting in. All right. So we're going to talk about quantum computing. All right. This is an IBM quantum computer. I don't even understand what I'm looking at. I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm not going to, I read a bunch of articles trying to make it so I could explain this. There's smarter people that can explain this better than I can. But yeah, that's a computer. So what is it? I don't really know. I don't get it. All right. But basically, traditional computation uses binary code, ones and zeros, whereas quantum computation uses qubits, which can both be a 1 and a 0 at the same time, existing in multiple states at once. Mm-hmm. Can you build one now after that?
No. Yeah,
sure?
I definitely can't. I know that they require like super cooling in order to make it possible in order to be able to achieve this.
Yeah, they have to be like just above absolute zero, like Kelvin. Like it's incredibly, you're not going to have these in your house. Let's just go with this. Why is this important? All right. So it's theorized that it could have the same effect as the microchip or the transistor, and is also a national security nightmare, which is huge. That's why people are putting money into this. All right. The major uses are cybersecurity, chemical and biological engineering, artificial intelligence, and complex manufacturing. Now, when I say chemical and biological engineering, if you go to Google right now and you just type in how is quantum computation going to help with drug manufacturing, it's wild, right? Mm-hmm. So essentially, and I was going to add a bunch of slides on this, but I'm just going to lose you because I'm not smart enough to be talking about it myself. But essentially, they can look at molecular-based interactions significantly faster. And instead of doing trial and error-based pharmaceuticals, where they try to make a drug and it fails and they try multiple times, they can almost skip that entire process. So you'll have incredibly more effective drugs in significantly less time, which is pretty wild. Then you have things like this, right? Now, we already have quantum computers. It needs to be stated, they are one-task computers. Like it's super, super narrow. When they first started AI and their only task was chess. Like they can't do anything outside of chess. It's just chess. This one, essentially, they took the world's fastest supercomputer and the quantum computer, and the narrow task was 158 million times faster. I don't even... What?
Yeah. That's such a ridiculous number.
Yeah. China had claimed, I didn't put in here because I couldn't back it up, but they had one that was 100 trillion times faster. How do you get that number? That's an outrageous number.
Yeah. You need a computer just to calculate that number.
Yeah. People can't even conceptualize a billion, let alone a trillion. It's wild. Also, if you're trying to conceptualize a billion, just change it into seconds. It's way easier. 1 million is like 11 days. A billion is like 31 years or something. All right. So White House press release. Okay. This was a little bit ago, but basically they're talking about the future in technology and quantum computing. And they were saying, look, it poses significant risk to economic and national security of the United States. Most notably, it can break essentially all of our encrypted data that's all public key. So there are systems that were built to stop this, and they've also already been broken by quantum computers, right? It's like when McAfee built a bunch of viruses and then tried to sell you protection, kind of. So they're already investing in multiple different ways with multiple different companies, because the theory is the first person to get to an actual quantum computer that's not one task can essentially now access every other country's national security data, everything, have the access of all the drug manufacturing, all the biomedical engineering and complex tasks you can ever imagine, right? 158 million times is, I can't even picture that. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. I mean, it's been said that like quantum computing will be like almost like a nuclear weapon in terms of its change to geopolitics and national security. That once someone actually achieves this on a multitask basis.
That's a great analogy. So right now we're using muskets, computers, and that would be a nuclear bomb, right? So the first person that does that now controls the world, essentially. So you have a lot of incentive. China, for instance, is putting a gross amount of money into this throughout a wide variety of companies. We, which utilize more capitalism, are pushing our private companies to do as much as they can. So if you look up the biggest quantum computing companies right now, weirdly enough, IBM has the strongest quantum computer. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's so odd. Like, I thought, okay, whatever. I put a list of stocks. The good news is, look, the biggest quantum computing stock could not be any of these. This is a complete flyer. We don't know. It could be a company that starts in 5 years. I have no idea. But the good news is most of the companies on this list are companies that you should want to invest in anyways. Maybe not at this evaluation. Looking at you, NVIDIA. But
by Intel.
yeah, Intel. But apparently Honeywell, IBM, Microsoft, and Google are all doing incredibly well in this space. They've all put in hundreds of millions of dollars towards investment in various ways. There are two, I put risky as hell next to them. They're both penny stocks. Do with that what you will. I will say they have like 160 employees each or something low. It's not.
Are you saying maybe you should just buy $1 worth?
That's what I'm going to do. it's $1. So here's how I'm going to justify this. I cannot justify in my logical brain putting solid money towards like Rigetti or D-Wave, right? Now D-Wave's up like 100% in the last like 4 days, by the way. They went from 40 cents to like $1.40. I can't justify it. It just doesn't make any sense, even though I want to. So here's my plan. I spend too much money on fast food. Like I love Chick-fil-A. It's fantastic. And also I've regressed. I used to be really good at not getting a soda with food because it's just sugar water. It's just a waste of money. It's $3, right? So what I'm doing is I took my credit card bill over the last 3 months, right? So let's say I spent $400 a month on crap. So now I'm going to try to limit myself to 200. I'm going to spend 100 a month on very risky things and then save the other 100 a month. All right? Those numbers aren't real. I think it's really like $40 and then save the other 40. But that way, A, I didn't actually lose any money if these tank because I'm not eating at fast food anymore. And B, I'm healthier because I shouldn't be eating that crap anyways, right?
I like it. That's too funny. So like, yeah, I mean, I guess penny stocks are basically the fast food of investing.
Kind of. Yeah, man. Iffy. Chick-fil-A would be Microsoft, for being clear. but it may hurt my percentage because it like my actual stock portfolio, because it'll show, like, let's say these tank, it'll just show a complete loss, but in reality I actually made money because I'm only trying to get healthier, which benefits me, and I'm only spending half the money I save. So that's my plan.
It's an interesting idea. Yeah, I like it. It's definitely one of those kind of high risk, high reward scenarios where a dollar could have a massive payoff in the future if one of those, like, small micro cap companies turns out to be major player in kind of quantum computing. So
yeah, and here's the fight against this. Like Alzheimer's research, they say, like, yeah, it's gonna be good in like 10 years, and then they've been saying that since like 1995. Okay,
yeah,
so I looked up a bunch of articles, like, trying to find realistic timeline for this, and pretty much everyone was like, yeah, we're about 10 years away. So then I like went to different pages on Google, and I found articles from 2018. They're like, yeah, we're about 10 years away. So
yeah,
you're gonna take it with a grain of salt, right?
completely agreed and understood. Well, it's an interesting take for on like a technology that's burgeoning and could eventually be the next AI. You just got to find the nvda of quantum computing, and we're good to go.
NVIDIA was on that list. You can just invest now. Total deal.
Total.
All right,
Get to
guys.
next one.
Later.